Hello, how are you? My name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. Hello, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today's video is going to be about Book of the Month. I'm a subscriber since 2020, I think. So what's Book of the Month? It's a subscription box. They release, they give you an option of 5 to 7 books a month, and you can choose one of them and have 2 add-ons that it can be either the ones that they select for the month, or you can go back to their backlist and see if you like something else and add it to the subscription, to the box. The regular box is 15. I think it increased. I think it's maybe $17. I will write it down somewhere here exactly the price. And the add-ons are $9. So you get a hardcover for $17. Is still a really good deal, and your add-ons are only $10. So it's really a good price, and they're hardcovers and they're new releases, like books that they just came out, and they have different genres. I can pronounce that word. So they have thriller, historical fiction, sometimes they have no fiction, they have romance, they have some fantasy. I think are the ones that I see the most. So what I'm planning to do with this video is show you what I get since I've been subscriber and what I read. And so we're gonna kind of I'm gonna give you some like notes to give you an idea what I am right now on this subscription with these books. And I'm an old time person. I like to write on paper and notebooks and that kind of thing. So I've been subscriber since May 2020, and my first book, it was The Clockmaker'S Daughter. And actually this one, it wasn't option for that month. So the first time when you're a subscriber, you can choose from any of the books that they have available, your first box, and then you can have the add-ons. So again, we're going back. We start on May 2020 with The Clockmaker'S Daughter, and I've been there with them like 2 years and 8 months. On all this time, I skipped 16 times, and I get 16 boxes. So it's half and half. I have 4 add-ons, 4 books that they've been added to my regular box. So I have totally 20 books from them. I read 11 of them. I like the most of them. I like the ones that I read. I like 2 of them the most. The other ones are like in the okay level. And I haven't read 9 books. Still a little, like a lot, little bit, a lot. So the books that I read are 3 historical fictions, 3 thrillers. I have 1 true crime, 1 romance, 1 fantasy, 1 non-fiction, and 1 gothic fiction. So that's the main idea about what I have. So what we're going to start, and I may need this with me so we can talk about these books. So I'm just going to tell you like general idea about the books that I didn't read yet, and then we're gonna go through the books that I already read. So I'm not gonna go in any particular order because I was prepared but not prepared, and I didn't organize them by month, but I will show you the books that I have. So I can tell you what book or when it was. Like this one, it was for February 2022. Golden Couple, and it's a dual author, so 2 authors write this book, and this one is a thriller. Then let's put it right there. Then we have Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Let me see. This one I believe is a thriller too. Yeah, this one is a thriller. Oh, I don't know where to put it. There we go. Then this one is one of my biggest books from them. This is over 400 pages and is What Comes After. And I think it's a thriller too. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Contemporary fiction, and it's a debut from this author. Then we have The Devil Takes You Home, and I talked about this one on my last book haul. And I think I forgot already what it is. It's a thriller, like a horror. It's considered horror because it has a lot of dark scenes on it. I didn't read it yet. You can see. So the next one is Once There Were Wolves. I hear about this one that is really good. It's not too big, and it was the August 2021. And this one, let's see, is considered contemporary fiction. And the next one is another big book, and I talk about this one on my last book haul too. And it's historical fiction. I do remember because I was very interested on this one, and this one is one of my add-ons that I have. And then we have this one is A Flicker in the Dark. This one is considered a thriller too, and it was one of the semi-finalists on the Book of the Month prize or best book from them. And this one, it was one of the finalists and is one of my add-ons too, and it's a thriller. Then we have The Circus Train, that is a historical fiction and is set in the after the World War II. And this one is historical fiction. It's about Jacqueline Kennedy, and the same. It's not that big book, and it's historical fiction. So now we have to talk about the books that I actually read. So the first one I have is by Kate Morton, and is The Clockmaker'S Daughter. So this one is about a group of people that they were artists and they get together in a house. And during that time, one of the women get hurt and one just disappear. And nobody knows why that the second person disappeared, because it was some love interest in there. And it was really strange what happened. It was really nice. I don't remember really well because this one, like I said, it was one of my first books that I get from them. It was May 2020, but this book was released on October 2018. I really like it. I really enjoyed reading it. At the end, I was a little surprised with the end. Like, actually, for all the mystery that is happening and all the things that you're discovering, some things that are like really good twist on the story. So I would recommend it if you ever try to read it, and if you like some like magical realism with mixed with some historical fiction and something like that. It was a really good read, and I think I put it like it on the app. If we want to talk about the stars, maybe I can give it like a 3 stars, like a solid 3 stars. It was a good read. The next book I read, it was The Vanished Half, Brit Bennett. It's about two sisters that they are a little light, like, and they can be confused with white people. And because of that reason, one of the sisters take a different path and than the other one, and they get like they were very close to each other. They was in a community that they are very close, and because they are a little different, when they out, one of them it get a different path than the other sister, and in the future they kind of reconnected. And it was really interesting. It was a little different, and you can see how your preconceptions about people and race can make you do things and even affect yourself. Like, I don't want to be somebody judging me because my race. So I will not say where I am from or stuff like that. If we give them stars, I will say it's 3.5, close to 4, maybe. So the next one, it was a debut, Winter Counts by David Heska. So this one is about a community, an Indian community, and how one of the guys tried to resolve a crime, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember this one really well. And it's it's supposed to be what I understand it when I was reading the synopsis. It's supposed to be how this Indian community deal with the outsiders and how they have to resolve their own problems because the outside world sometimes they don't want to be involved on their problems, and sometimes they don't want the outside world be part or involved in their problems too. So it's a little mix of all of that, and I wanted to know about their culture and stuff like that. But what I found on this book, it was a lot of action, and some parts I feel like the action was a little too forced to be part of the story, like those kind of action movies, action here, action there, but nothing is really telling you, or nothing that I was expecting to find. I found that story, so I would say maybe two, close to 3 stars. Oh, okay, the next one that I read is The Invisible Life of Eddie Larue, but B.E. Swamp. This author is really, really popular, and I was expecting a lot of this book. And actually, I think, yeah, no, I don't think it was my add-on, but it was October 2020. So this one is about a girl that she cannot die, and nobody can remember her, and some time in the future, like after all her long life, somebody remember her, and it's telling you what happened on this period of time, why she cannot be remembered, and why she cannot die. And the main plot, it sounds so interesting, so I was like, okay, it's gonna be so interesting to read this, but I was disappointed a little bit. The writing is good, but the story doesn't give you much. It's technically exactly what I said, and the end of the story was like, okay, you're not really giving me an answer, and if you was pretending to have an open ending, it doesn't let me do anything anyways with that open ending, because I don't really care too much about the characters. I don't know, I feel like this it was something missing on the story. A lot of people like it, uh, has a lot of good reviews, but a lot of people didn't like it either. So maybe it's the type of a story that doesn't really work with for everybody, but it was not one of my favorites. So I would say if I give it a stars, I will make 2. Yeah, I would say 2. I will not give it more. I put it like it on the app, because you don't have the option. Like, I will not say I didn't like it at all. Some things, they were nice to read, so I will not give it the worst rating, but I will not give it more than 2 either if it's counting stars. So then I have a romance, The Dating Plan. This one, it was January 2021. I'm not very into in romance. Well, I think I am not. I don't recall to read too many romance. I tried to read this one. It was fun. It was a fun read. It's a typical, like a girl that she is in love of the best friend of her brother, and they lost contact. And when they grow up, they find each other again, and they fall in love. And they said, "Oh, we actually always love each other. We just didn't know how to express it," or stuff like that. And the girl is a little upset with this guy for some reason. It's a romance, and they're gonna end up happy. So at the beginning of the book, I was really enjoying the story. It was a little different, like I laugh a lot, but then the characters, they get like plain, like they didn't evolve. They It didn't go farther. Like in some part of the middle of the book, you get the idea, and you said, okay, now can we go to the end? Like, let us know what's gonna happen with them, because this is going nowhere. It was like too many pages saying the same that you already read on the very first part of the book. It is a nice story. It's funny. I will not say it's bad. So if I give stars to this one, I will say two, close to three, maybe a little less. Then we have the last thing that he told me. This is contemporary fiction again, and this one I actually like it. This one was May 2021. It was thriller, kind of like a thriller contemporary stories about this woman that she married one guy with a daughter, and suddenly he disappeared, and the woman and the daughter, they have to combine forces and resolve the the problem, that what happened with the husband, and they have to get along together, because the girl obviously don't like much the woman, and the woman has to take care of this kid because she doesn't have nobody else, and they are kind of running away because something, the father died for some reason. And I like how the characters, the two girls, the step map and the kid, they connected without being forced. Like, you feel the story between them is real. Like, if something like that happened to you, you will have to forget about your issues with that person and try to work together. It was nice. I will not say it was something revealing, like giving you, wow, oh my god, this book is the best. I really like the story. It's very fast paced, and I would say I give it like 3.5, maybe 3 stars. I'm very bad giving stars. I'm not really giving stars. This one is a historical fiction. The family, and I think it was a debut. I'm not sure. If it's not, I will correct myself somewhere in the screen. So this one is about two best friends. They are like Italian, and they are part of a families that they are in the mafia, and they grew up together, and they are um, they're telling you what happened with them during the World War II, and how they have to deal with these new immigrant people, how their families, their parents, their fathers specific, they get involved with the mafia, and how their mothers and themselves have how to deal with that, and how when they were kids they didn't realize it, a lot of things, and the older they get, the more they notice what it was to be part of a family that is in the mafia. And I did really like it. It was good. I did like this one. I would say 3.5, maybe more solid 3.5. We almost at the end, I promise. I was trying to don't talk too much about them, but it's the books I read, so I want to share my opinions about them. So the next one is Tell Me Everything. It's part a memoir and part a literature true crime. So yeah, the reporter was victim of a crime, of a sex assault crime, and she is telling you her story, and I actually really like it. It was it's it's sad sometimes how the people decide to cover stuff, even knowing that it's really bad, just because you have money involved, and you prefer to, and reputation of places that you prefer to protect instead of the person. So if you like true crime and kind of memoirs, I would say you have to read this one. yeah, I would say it's 4.5 read. I put it like it was one of my loved, I think, on my app. This one is a really really good one. So the next one that I was planning to go in order, that will close with my favorite at the end. So the next one is the Hacienda. This is Gothic, and it's May 2022. So this woman married this guy that it was a military after the independence, Mexican War of Independence, and she moved to the small village to live in this gigantic house, and this house was hunting. So they said it's similar to the style of Rebecca, that is a very popular and like a modern classic. And I did like it. I will give it 3 stars. It's very atmospheric, I would say. I didn't like, because it says forbidden love somewhere. I didn't like that part of the story. But yeah, it's very atmospheric. I will say three. Three. I will give it 3 stars. So the next one is this is a thriller. It's about this woman that she has a podcast, and she go to cover or discover what happened in a small town where some girl was just disappear, and the sister kind of know what happened with her, and during her interviews you go and discover what was going on with the in the town, and how the other sister disappeared, like the what really happened with the sister. And it's again those aspects that how when you have money and power, sometimes you cover stuff and get free when you're supposed to be punished for some things. So I will give it like three. Yeah, I will give it like 3 stars. It was interesting and keep you wondering what happened with this other sister until the end of the book. Until the very end, you're still wondering what really happened. And finally, it's been a long. So the cast. This is a non-fiction, and I think a lot of people already hear about this book, and it's as well. It has a really really good reviews. It's been released on September 2020, and it's about how society see and generate her concepts about people and race in general, especially here in America, and how some parallels happen during the war, how people has bias about some situations and some cultures, and the writing is easy to follow, and the stories that is showing you, they're easy to understand and make you see things that you probably don't realize it if you somebody don't explain to you. I really like this book, so I would highly recommend it. I think that's it on the books. We talk a lot. I hope you like the video. Yeah, I think that's it. It's been a long video. I know it's a lot of books that we talk about. Uh, my intention is like come back in 6 months and see how many books from the pile that I didn't read I read, and how many more I added to my library, and give you again like a stats of where I am, and those kind of notes that I give you at the beginning of the video. And at the same time, talk about some books that they are like new releases, new books, new authors, and see if you read them or two, if you get them on your subscription box too, or you buy them or separate. So all of that. We will come back on 6 months in another book of the man, like stats, recap, book of the man, subscription, detail. I don't know how to call it. And let me know in the comments down below if you read some of these books, if you have the same picks from your book of the month, if you have a book of the month. And I think that's it for today. So if you like the video, thumbs up. If you want to know if I post another video, ring the campanita. And thank you for watching. Bye.